Let me guess, this is you. You want to be a millionaire, you want to be rich, you want to make money online, you're seeing all this lavish and luxury lifestyle, but you don't know where to start and you get distracted way too easily. I was in the exact same boat a few years ago. I'm gonna break down exactly what I've done to get addicted to working, to get addicted to making money, and to basically change your life. This method will guarantee work. Will you guarantee go ahead with this method? I don't know, but it 100% works. So welcome back to the Higher Level Mindset channel. We have a problem nowadays where people are getting distracted too easily and we have an overload of knowledge. So we have a lot of knowledge, we have access to a lot of information, but a lot of people lack focus on certain information and they don't apply the information or they don't apply the knowledge they're given. So they end up living these lives where they're in continuous loops of being comfortable and just being jealous and seeing what other people are doing. First of all, starting out, you need to take self-accountability. You need to be able to take action. All the results you're seeing online, all the rich people you're seeing online, they're no different to you. They're human. They have just repeatedly taken action to master a skill or to create value where they have got money in some type of way. Now, let's say you're starting fresh. You're starting right from the start. You don't know anything. You don't know anything about business, investing, making money online, whatever it is. We are going to go on a dopamine detox. You're going to delete TikTok. Unless you're creating content on TikTok, delete it. Unless you're creating content on Instagram, delete it. Now, I know this sounds so stupid and you're like, oh, well, I keep in contact with people or da-da-da. If you are serious about success, if you are serious about making money online, unless you are using an app to your advantage, you do not need it. You need to live the life of a creator, creating value, create value where people can pay you for that value. You do not want to live the life of a consumer unless the information is beneficial. Only listen to information or only watch videos if it is beneficial in some type of way. You need to be serious about this. Next, when you're on this dopamine detox, you have to go through a period of your life where you aren't rewarding yourself. The only way you should be rewarding yourself is by the work you're putting in, the money you are getting, the goals you accomplish with your business or with it, if it's trading or whatever it is that you're doing with your life. That's the only dopamine you get. You have to narrow it down to that. And that's going to make you work harder because that's the only thing you're getting enjoyment from your life. Enjoyment is so easily accessible to everyone nowadays. You can literally get enjoyment from watching videos on your phone. You get enjoyment from vaping. You get enjoyment from watching The Hub as a guy. You get enjoyment from going on nights out. There's enjoyment. There's cheap dopamine checkpoints absolutely everywhere. You have to rewire your brain. Your brain is used to being rewarded for doing absolutely nothing. It's the opposite way around. When you're going through the process of wanting to become successful or wanting to make money online, that's the only thing your brain gets dopamine from. That's the only thing you reward yourself with. So, delete the apps on your phone that you don't use, that you don't need, unless you're creating content or having valuable information from them. Next, have a look over a week period. So let's say 7 days. For every single day, you focus on one business type or one way to make money online. See what you think about that. If you somewhat like it, throw yourself at it. Passion is not going to come unless you're going through the process. That's when the passion will fall into play. When you hear about social media marketing, let's say you watch a couple of videos on social media marketing. I'm just using that as an example because I've done social media marketing. You might somewhat like it. You're like, yeah, actually, that sounds good. And the money sounds good. But yeah, and then you hear another thing. Let's say AI as a service. Oh, this sounds a lot more interesting. This sounds decent, but I don't know if I'd really like that. Okay, if it sounds decent, if you somewhat like it, go at it. I don't think there's anything that you'll hear that you're going to be like, yeah, no, 100% like that. That's 100% for me. That doesn't really make sense. I don't think anyone's like naturally born to be a social media marketer. That's not really how it works. You have to somewhat like it and then you start the process of that thing. When you start the process of that thing, you will get addicted to working when you see the results come in. I started my first social media marketing business and it took me a month and a half to get my first client from that. That's when the motivation came in. When that payment from my first client came in, that's when I got to working. Never mind before that, I just have a very strong mind. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying, like, compared to the other person, I have a very strong mind. So before that, for a month and a half, I was cold calling every single day. So all I would do is wake up in the morning, cold call, reach out, LinkedIn, all the likes of that. So it was a repetitive process every single day where I would only get dopamine from when I get payments from a client, when I book calls with clients. That's what my enjoyment was. Because I wasn't sitting there watching YouTube or playing PlayStation or going on nights out. I had to sacrifice a whole summer. I remember the first summer when I was in social media marketing, I went out once to play basketball. That was it. Now, you don't have to do that. You can actually go out sometimes and still manage your time correctly. But that's just what I done. I just had to sacrifice enjoyment in my life for something better enjoyment in the future. That's how it is. So, yeah, with that process, I can use trading as another example for myself. I've been doing trading for just 4 years about now, and it took me a year or just over a year to become profitable. So I started off trading stocks. I started really enjoying trading. I started teaching other people how to do investing and trading when the results came in. You will get enjoyment from results. You have to wire your brain to only get dopamine from the hard work you are putting in life. They want you like this. They want you a sloppy piece of shit that gets enjoyment from scrolling TikTok, from having vapes, from going out on the weekends. That's what your enjoyment is, the bare minimum. When you put yourself in a position where you can only get enjoyment from your own hard work, that's when your life will change. And that's when I guarantee your life will change. It's the willpower to act on something every single day until them results come into your life. And I'm in the position, I still get it now. Even though I make very good money every single month, I am unmotivated some days. Some days, like say if it's a day with trading where I lose a couple trades or something goes wrong with business or something, I feel mentally distraught. That is totally normal. I don't feel good all the time. I'm not happy all the time. I'm not going around like, oh, it's da da da. That's not really how it works, and that's not the reality of entrepreneurship. No matter what stage you're at in entrepreneurship, you're going to have them days. Doesn't matter if you've just hit 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, you're going to feel the same at every single stage. The only thing is you have more proof to back up what you say, and you're proud of yourself. You're proud for what you've achieved as an individual, and you're going to get respect for others. And honestly, if you're watching this video, for all my viewers, I want you to achieve and actually be something in life. Just don't be like all these other people who are just wasting their time and falling into the traps that the system has set up for yourself. You need to make something of yourself. You need to create value for yourself as an individual. But creating value for yourself as an individual just takes discipline, which is what a lot of people lack nowadays because they are too comfortable in their own lives. So what I would suggest is literally just doing a dopamine detox. So dopamine detox, rewire your brain. Once you find an idea that you somewhat like, throw yourself at it. Again, it doesn't have to be an idea that you like 100%. That's unrealistic. When you get an idea that you somewhat like, you start that process. Every single day you start the process. Your YouTube feed, or if your TikTok feed, whatever it is, if you still have these things and you're using them positively for information, you should only be listening or intaking information for what you're working on. So I'm just using social media marketing as an example. Let's say you started a social media marketing business. You came up with your logo, your name, your Instagram account, yada, yada, yada. Your YouTube feed, social media marketing. Focus on maybe 2 YouTubers, 3 YouTubers. Make sure they're authentic because there's scammers out here. And then your TikTok feed. Look up social media marketing. Change your algorithm on TikTok. That's gonna have you, that's feeding into the law of attraction, which I have another video about, where you're focused on your goals, you're focused on what it is that you want to achieve, and you have the action that you are taking every single day. So you have the law of attraction and the law of action. The law of action is acting on it. The law of attraction is operating on the frequency of it and attracting what it is that you want. Now with this, you cannot be tuning your energy or focusing on loads of different things in your life. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. You should be focusing on the main thing, what it is that you're acting on every single day and what it is that you're trying to get. So if you're waking up in the morning, you're scrolling TikTok and then you go into school or you're doing a college course that's totally relevant to what you're doing, and then you come home and you waste a bit more time, and then maybe for an hour or 2 a day you're working on a social media marketing business. You need to have that on your mind at all times. Nearly all times. Unless you're doing the odd time, fair if you're doing something else, like say if you're doing boxing, or if you're playing football, or if you're enjoying time with your family the whole time, that's fair. But most of your day, you should be focused on what it is that you're trying to get the results from. That's what you should be working on. You should be obsessed with it where people think you're a weirdo, where people think there's something wrong with you. That's what success has got. That's what success takes. Literally, you need to be obsessed with something. That's honestly what it is. You see the most successful people, they're obsessed with it. I'll use athletes as an example. Athletes, all professional footballers and basketballers, they're obsessed with their craft. They're obsessed with football. They're obsessed with basketball. say Kobe Bryant, like people thought he was a weirdo getting up at 5 in the morning, going to a court to shoot basketball. 5 in the morning, like what's wrong with this guy? And that's exactly what you have to be. When I had my first job and I was doing social media marketing, I say I was because I made good money off it. I made 5 figures off social media marketing business, but I wasn't enjoying doing the actual work, so I just went ahead with trading. So trading's the main thing I'm doing at the moment. But when I had my first job, when I was working that first job, all I would do, because I could walk around the hotel, I was listening to podcasts, I was listening to audiobooks. You could be doing this right now with you working your job. I was listening to podcasts and audiobooks, focused on what it is that I wanted in life and the information that was valuable to me, and I can make it valuable that I apply to my life. So what I would usually do is listen to one person, and say if it's one person with their audiobooks or their podcasts, and if their information is valuable, I'd be able to apply it to my own life. You have really no excuse, genuinely. So hopefully this video helps you. That's exactly what I would do. Dopamine detox. Focus on one thing that you somewhat like. Change all your algorithms, change everything that you're listening to and watching to that one thing. Work towards that continuously until you get results. Remember, that's what you're relying on for the dopamine. You're relying on that skill that you are learning for dopamine. Don't be getting dopamine from other things in your life. If you are serious about success, you get dopamine from the success you are achieving. Then once you start putting that into play, you will start getting addicted to working. That's exactly what's going to happen. When you get the results, when you get that little bit of dopamine from the first payment from your client or from trading or whatever it is that you're doing, that's when you'll get addicted to working. You're like, hang on a sec, I just made that for myself. I didn't clock into a job here, I didn't do none of that. I made that for myself through my own skills that I learned. And that's when you'll get addicted to working. So, I have a VIP group, a public group in the link in my bio on YouTube as well. So it's a VIP community with people who are serious about improving their lives, their health, investing, trading. We have loads in that group. We also have a public group, and all my other socials are on this YouTube bio as well. So appreciate everyone for watching. Try and show some support to the channel if you are enjoying these videos as well.